Have you ever wondered if infinite energy is a reality or just a fantasy? This enigma has tickled the minds of scientists and thinkers for centuries. In our daily lives, energy is as essential as the air we breathe. It lights up our homes, powers our vehicles, and fuels our technology. But what is this thing we call energy? In the realm of science, energy is defined as the capacity to do work. And there's a fundamental law that governs it, the law of energy conservation. This law states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. But what if we could tap into an infinite source of energy? Imagine the possibilities. Sustainable, clean energy for all, forever. No more energy crises, no more power shortages. The potential impact is mind-boggling. So, let's delve into this intriguing concept of infinite energy and explore if it's just a figment of our imagination or a possible reality. At the heart of our discussion lies the fundamental law of physics, the law of energy conservation. This law, in its simplest form, tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's a bit like a cosmic game of hide and seek, where energy is always hiding in one form or another, just waiting to be found. Imagine you're driving a car. The engine burns fuel, converting the chemical energy stored within it into thermal energy. This thermal energy then gets transformed into mechanical energy, making the wheels of the car spin and propelling you down the road. The energy hasn't disappeared, it's just changed its form. Or consider a windmill. It's a perfect example of how energy can change from one form to another. The kinetic energy of the wind turns the blades of the windmill, which then transforms into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy then gets converted into electrical energy, powering our homes and devices. Again, the energy is not lost, it's just playing hide and seek, changing from one form to another. But what does this mean for our quest for infinite energy? Well, the law of energy conservation seems to pose a challenge. If energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed, then the idea of an infinite source of energy appears to be a pipe dream. It would mean that we are stuck in a cosmic cycle of energy transformation, always bounded by the amount of energy we started with. However, this is where the beauty of science comes in. Science is all about pushing boundaries and questioning what we know. Yes, the law of energy conservation is a fundamental principle that has stood the test of time, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of our story. As we can see, this law seems to challenge the very idea of infinite energy, but is that the end of the story? Definitely not. Now that we understand the law of energy conservation, let's grapple with the paradox of infinite energy. Imagine a machine that could run forever, without ever needing an energy input. This is the theoretical concept of a perpetual motion machine, a device that seems to promise the dream of infinite energy. On the surface, it sounds like the perfect solution to our energy needs. But here's the catch. It contradicts the very law of energy conservation we've just discussed. The law of energy conservation states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. So, how could a machine continue running indefinitely without an energy input? It can't, according to our current scientific understanding. Perpetual motion machines are divided into two types: those that violate the first law of thermodynamics, and those that violate the second. The first law, as we know, is the law of energy conservation. Machines that violate this law are called perpetual motion machines of the first kind. They produce more energy than they consume, which is impossible. Then there are perpetual motion machines of the second kind, which violate the second law of thermodynamics. This law states that energy always flows from areas of high energy to areas of low energy until equilibrium is reached. In other words, energy disperses and becomes less usable over time. A machine that could run indefinitely would defy this principle, as it would require energy to be concentrated and usable constantly. Despite many attempts and claims throughout history, no functional perpetual motion machine has ever been created. The reasons are rooted in the fundamental laws of physics. Energy is not infinite, it is conserved and gradually becomes less usable. In essence, the notion of infinite energy is a paradox. It's a tantalizing idea, but one that doesn't stand up to the rigors of scientific scrutiny. It's like trying to square a circle. It just doesn't fit within our current understanding of the universe. So it appears that infinite energy, as appealing as it sounds, remains a paradox in the face of the laws of physics. So, where does this leave us when we think about the future of energy? In the grand scheme of things, the future of energy looks promising. Researchers are tirelessly exploring new avenues, pushing the boundaries of what we once thought was possible. Renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power are becoming more efficient and widespread. Then there's the fascinating realm of fusion energy. Imagine replicating the same process that powers the sun, right here on Earth. This is no longer just a dream. Scientists are making significant strides in fusion technology, bringing us closer to a future where clean, limitless energy could become a reality. But even with these advancements, we're not quite at the point of infinite energy. What we're moving towards, however, is a future of sustainable energy. A future where we maximize the power of the resources we already have at our disposal. While infinite energy remains a tantalizing concept, the reality may lie in harnessing the power of the resources we have more efficiently and sustainably. As we wrap up our exploration of infinite energy, let's summarize what we've learned. We've delved into the law of energy conservation, understanding that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed. This fundamental principle of nature, however, poses a paradox when we consider the concept of infinite energy. How can we reconcile the idea of limitless energy with the very laws that govern its existence? We also explored the future of energy research. From harnessing the power of the sun to tapping into the potential of quantum physics, science is relentlessly pushing the boundaries. Each stride we make brings us a step closer to possibly realizing this elusive concept of infinite energy. Infinite energy, for now, remains a concept more at home in science fiction than in science fact. But who knows what the future holds? As we continue to push the boundaries of our understanding, perhaps one day, this concept will move from the realm of fantasy to reality.